Hey everybody, it's your girl, PJamma, with PJammaLyfe. And it's the two twins here, the Wonder Twins.
Activate.
Activate. And we are here today. Our buddy Pat is otherwise engaged, but we'll see him next week. And we have a couple of great things that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the third episode, part 3 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And we're going to talk about the new season. It's a 3-episode drop of The Boys. So definitely interesting TV this week. And so we want to, as always, have our guru of all things Star Wars say hey to the people, Dave.
Hey, everybody. Hope you're enjoying this beautiful June day. What an exciting group of programs that we've watched this week. Looking forward to chatting with you about it. Some Easter eggs here and there, too. So stay tuned and keep your eyes and ears open.
And he is definitely going to give us all the good Star Wars backstory and info. And I want to say, Happy Pride Month! We're here in June. We'll be celebrating all month. And out there to our LGBTQIA colleagues and allies. So, people out there, hey, check out what David has. What is that, David?
This is the Disney Galaxy Edge Droid Factory figure. They do commemorative figures for many holidays, and they have BB Proud, a BB unit in all the colors of the Pride flag. So this is something that you can pick up online, or if you are going to one of the Disney parks. This is the second year in which Disney has created a Droid Factory droid specifically honoring Pride Month. The first figure, if you're looking for speculation, it's over about $200 for the figure on eBay. So if you missed it, you want it, you're going to have to put out some greenbacks. But this one I only got for like $12, so I was pretty high. That's a lot for a BB droid, but nonetheless, it's pretty cool looking guy to add to your collection.
I love it. Oh man, I'm gonna have to check it out. Definitely, David. When we go to Galaxy's Edge at some point together, we're gonna film from there and show the people all the good collectible stuff. Okay, so why don't we get started with the series that spawned a lot of it this week? Oh my goodness, of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's take a peek.
He's been looking for you for a long time. Send out the probes. Do it now.
I will get what I deserve, third sister, and so will you.
I hope so.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness. David, hit us up with some facts and what you thought about this episode.
All right. First up, I can't tell you how excited I am last week and this week to watch the show. It is just fantastic. We've been waiting a long time, and it's wonderful on so many levels. I love watching it.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that I really like it.
What?
Here's why. And I'm going to quote from the original canon source. Everything must be consistent with the canon source, and that's the sacred text. And I quote Darth Vader on the Death Star, Star Wars 77. I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan. The circle is complete. I was once a learner, but now I'm the master. I might have missed a little word there. All right. You can't have that climactic scene where Obi-Wan and Darth Vader duel and then have this 10-year little battle going on here since the big fight there on Mustafar.
Yeah.
You've got Mustafar, and it should have been 20 years. People thought he was dead. I've felt something when the Falcon is brought into the docking bay. I felt something, a presence I've not felt since. You lose a lot of the emotion and the energy with this little battle here on the mining planet 10 years in between those two things.
See, I don't know, David, if I agree, because you could still interpret that speech he gave in the Star Wars movie that, here you are. I'm now, because at this point he's like the supreme leader of besides Palpatine.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
That's right.
But he is the
he says, don't forget me.
Yeah, yeah. But he's like the ruler guy over all the armies, all the things that are going on. So he is, in fact, the master of the worlds, the galaxies, has control over the galaxies. Whereas here, he may not be at that level yet. So I didn't take that too. I mean, you're the expert, but I didn't take it.
But it's reasonable minds can disagree. That's an important point.
Yeah. That, and people brag too. So, there's some of that.
Yeah.
And one thing that I always saw in the original, and I think I got some of it here, was that Darth Vader wasn't necessarily wanting to fight him in the original. He was like, you should have stayed away, and then I wouldn't have to kill you. And then this time he also says, you should have killed me so I wouldn't have to kill you, kind of thing. So I was like, oh, okay. He still has that bit of, I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna kill you. I mean,
that's an interesting perspective. Yeah. I mean, it was fun to see, and it was beautiful to see in a lot of ways. Yeah. But it's that level of consistency. The same thing we brought up briefly at the end of the first two episodes.
Yeah.
Where it seems like Leia has a much deeper, closer connection with Obi-Wan than her message transported via R2-D2 would shed light on. That's where I have a problem with this. I think there's a lot of ways.
Do you remember everybody you met when you were 10 years old?
If they saved my life from bounty hunters and I got kidnapped, yes. Yes, I would.
I was trying to think, if I met somebody and I don't necessarily remember everybody from when I was 10. So I don't know. I hear what you're saying, though.
I got memories from the crib, Pam.
Okay. Then you have one of those long memory people, but
I don't remember to take out the trash, but I got memories from the crib.
Right. So, but I thought well, go ahead and continue with your thoughts on the episode.
But I thought this was fun. I love the fight scene. I loved seeing the classic stormtroopers. We see a little bit, very subtle ways of saying how some people are for the Empire and some are not. I think that's good, needing some order, some structure. Right. People will give away a little freedom for some stability. A
lot of freedom.
So, so lots of things going on there. I think I'm not going to say, I looked it up. Emira Verdana, I think is her name.
Yeah.
She did Game of Thrones. Fantastic to see her as the Imperial officer. Ned B was, we got a little word at Celebration of his action figure coming, the big binary robot. Binary robots, that might be the kind of robots that C-3PO programmed. When he mentions, I program binary load lifters, he tells Owen. It's one of his jobs. So there's a little bit of an Easter egg there, but that droid is going to be one of those that we see again. Love the little Inquisitor tower out there in the middle of the ocean. That was a neat view. A world we've not seen before.
Is that world that Palpatine built, that 3PO had to die in order for them to learn about in the final?
I don't think that episode? I don't think that's Exegol.
Exegol. That's it.
Don't believe
Exegol.
that is. It could be. I
Yeah.
don't recall a name there, but the biggest Easter egg of all in this exciting episode, and I could go on and on for like 2 more episodes about how great the young lady who plays Leia is. I love her to death. She's really a
Mhm.
wonderful actress. But the big Easter egg, Pam, is the reference here and bringing this kind of putting the program into the context of Star Wars Legends and the comics going back to the Dark Horse comic days, the name Quinlan Voss, a Jedi
Okay.
that had come through there. Quinlan, 4 action figures. He
Oh.
started off in the comics, but also has had an animated character put into the Clone Wars.
Oh.
The neatest thing about this, though, he was a very unique, it all started by pure happenstance. In the Phantom Menace in Mos Espa,
Hmm.
when Anakin and Sebulba are, they're talking some trash there. I think that Jar Jar had like slapped Sebulba with some food. You remember that scene?
Uh-huh.
All right. In the background is a guy that really stands out. He's got this long kind of, if not dreadlocks, really thick black hair. And
Uh-huh.
he's got a yellow stripe across his nose, almost like Native American war paint, for lack of a better
Okay.
term. Very distinctive character. He stood out so much that the Dark Horse comic writers said, "Hey, let's make a character and let's make him look like
Wow.
that guy." And so this
Hmm.
background guy in Mos Espa becomes the image for Quinlan Voss. And character becomes so popular and continues, they're like, oh yeah, well that really was Quinlan Voss on Mos
Right.
Espa, just sitting
Hmm.
there hanging out, not knowing what was all going on. So you had a background character, an image from a background character turn into a real character, and now he's being referenced in this Kenobi show. So that's a really great little thing where
Yeah.
we see Quinlan Voss. Um, Fun character, very well written in the comics, had a nice little arc in the Clone Wars. So that was a really neat little Easter egg for the longtime fans who know the Star Wars Legends story. So that was another
Whoa.
piece. And of course, we got Reva. We got Reva now playing her. How
Man,
cool
she
is this
making it
character?
hard to not root for her. Go ahead.
No, just a fun character. I think Moses Ingram, I believe I'm pronouncing her name
Yeah.
properly,
Hmm.
really doing, I think, a strong job.
Yeah.
Another question again, scratching your head, is the Grand Inquisitor, is he alive? Because he is in Rebels, and so there's some
Yeah.
timeline issues here.
Yeah.
Um, but a really good villainess it'll be fascinating to see what happens with her and her
Yeah.
relationship with Vader.
Yeah.
And so I could go on, but more important than what I'm talking about on and on, what did you think about this episode?
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm not bogged down by the deep Star Wars encyclopedic knowledge that
Oh,
you
I
have.
am.
So,
I am.
I can't connect from the comics to the original holiday special to this to that. I just like it as it is. But I do enjoy I'm enjoying how they are making Obi-Wan, kind of broken and damaged.
Yeah.
And because I think that has more emotional heft to it than if he was just like, okay, let's dance, and he's ready to fight.
Yeah.
And he's been everybody ages, and particularly warriors. And if you haven't picked up your sword in all that time, and then here's somebody who is, in addition to a great swordsman, he's used the force all the time. You saw him walking through the village, just like
Zap.
zap, zap, crunch somebody's neck, zap. I was like, oh Lord, he's really like, this is even worse than I've seen him in the original episodes. I mean, he was full of rage at this point.
Yeah.
And the producer said that it was what they did with Darth Vader's character. I'm sorry, it's a spoiler episode, but you should have seen it by now.
Oh yeah.
That they have used technology to recreate his voice to be as young as it was in the Star Wars movies. Right. And so, because James Earl Jones is 91 at this point, still beautiful, but you know, his voice has changed. So they went back and changed his voice to, I thought that was kind of a cool little detail.
It is.
That they did that for him, and that they kept him as the voice. And Hayden Christensen, I guess, is the inside the costume.
Which is interesting because Dave Prowse was the original Darth Vader done by 6'7", big man.
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen, not that tall. So it's interesting to see what they do. But I'm so glad he's back in
now.
I'm glad he's back in it.
Yeah. And he, there's a really great documentary about David Prowse and everything he went through. It's just a tragic story of him, and definitely check that out. But I'm just enjoying Third Sister. I love my sister. And fun fact, PJammaLyfe was able to get a tweet with Indira Varma in our Christmas episodes that we do, that are special Christmas movie episodes. She tweeted me back. So now I'm 1 degree away from Star Wars. So
right. Pretty awesome.
Now, Mark Hamill, if you out there, I'd love to hear from you, Billy D. Williams, Mark Hamill, anybody in the Star Wars universe. Come on our show. We'd love to talk to you. So definitely, I think, great episode, full of action, adventure, some really interesting takes on the, modern times too. What people are willing to give up for order.
Yeah.
Someone who was abused in the system then becomes to be an abuser in the system. Some of those things are playing out. So we'll definitely find out more, but I think there's a lot of metaphors that they're using right now for our time. So if nothing else, check it out for that. So definitely, I think it's a 2 thumbs up for us. Well, yeah, 2 thumbs up for us.
Oh yeah, I've enjoyed every bit of it. I have to point out that little piece.
Yeah.
But am I going to miss it? Never.
No.
I'm going to watch it. And Ewan McGregor, really fantastic.
Fantastic.
Bringing the role back. He was such a great part of the prequels. And, man, bringing such strength to his character, to the dialogue. It's a wonderful show. Separate yourself from the first 3 movies a little bit if you have to, like I try to do. But I am going to point it out. But this is a wonderful show. Keep watching. Keep enjoying.
And I hope it's not just these 6 episodes and then no more. I hope it continues, but I don't know. It's got to be expensive to do. So we'll see. So definitely check out Obi-Wan Kenobi. There's only 3. We're like halfway through at this point. So definitely check it out. Okay. So next up is the series premiere season premiere of the craziest anti-superhero show out there, The Boys. Let's take a quick peek.
Starlight, real power isn't this. It's the ability to bend the world to your will. The board wants to make you co-captain of the 7. What?
I don't make mistakes. I'm not just like the rest of you. I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm better. I am better. Hashtag own white.
Oh boy.
Oh
Oh,
man, what a
yeah.
show!
Yeah, this series has been like amazing. So if you haven't had the chance to watch the first two seasons, you got to watch it because it'll make sense for the third season. But you could kind of pick it up. They did a great job with the previously on boys to give that backstory of the show. But I think this season, I mean, so much gore, so much gore.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too much. Great storyline though. Picks up where they ended a year later. Huey is, got Big D energy. He's working with Biggie and running the Bureau of Superhero Affairs. And then, of course, the chaos ensues. Homelander is really losing it. I think you saw in that clip that he is becoming more and more fascist, if it were, like a totalitarian. I'm the way. I mean, like almost he's starting to think of himself as a god. I am the way. You can't get anywhere without me. I'm the hero. You're not. He's really now gone. They tried to contain this part of him, but now it's really starting to devolve. And his mental state is starting to devolve, which is dangerous when you have a superhero. This is like I think there was a series of Superman comics where they had like a dark Superman, not Bizarro, but like what happens if Superman went to the wrong family and then became this
Well, they
totalitarian.
had it where he went to the wrong country. He's like Red Sun or Red Star.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Russians.
Yeah.
So,
And the person I still love, Giancarlo Esposito as Stan Edgar. Oh my goodness, this man
Moth
can do
Gus, baby.
Woo! This man in every role is such a brilliant villain.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's never over the top. It's always with perfect manners, perfect politeness, but a blade or a saber, a dark saber, it's something with this guy. He's just the chef's
Some
kiss.
poison liquor he's not afraid to drink himself to get rid of him with Breaking Bad.
He just brings such gravitas,
He's brilliant. He really is fantastic, Pam.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, this could be a very silly show if you didn't have someone like him and someone like, I forget her name, the woman playing Grace Mallory. She's a longtime character actress. Just fantastic. And delving into, what happens when power has corrupted completely, I think.
Yeah.
And you lose. And how do you get to a point when you want to be the good guy, but you know that the bad guy is got all the tools? And so do you continue the fight in a traditional way, or do you have to go rogue? I think these are kind of questions that the show is bringing up. And last season was the best season. And this season's shaping up. I think it's a little bit darker. And I think we're going to see some very dark things coming up. But just fantastic. Kind of, there's a lot of hero shows on right now.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a palate cleanser from a serum. So my only complaint is too gory and gushy and squelchy. I mean, if you look at the closed captioning, there's like every episode, every scene almost is squelching noise. Some gooey,
You're right.
Some gooiness is happening. But David, what did you think?
I really think it's intelligent. It would be very easy to do cheesy, and we've all, we get inundated, maybe oversaturated with the superhero genre. I mean, it is a nice portion of our full course meal on our programming, the different superhero shows. But looking at this as if the Super Friends were in fact the Legion of Doom. I'm going back to the
Yeah.
late 70s,
Yes.
early 80s Saturday morning
Yes,
cartoon.
my favorite.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But I mean, it's like the Super Friends, the Hall of Justice is in the swamp. And I
Yeah.
mean, the first time I went back, I'm not as familiar with the show before this. So started watching the initial episodes. You've got sexual harassment, sexual
Oh,
assault from
Oh,
like
yeah.
day one. You got
Yeah.
a horrific talk about gore. I mean, A-Train setting the
Yes.
tone in the first 10 minutes. Jack
Yeah.
Quaid needs a shower.
Yes.
I mean, it's really well done. It's thoughtful. Love to see Elizabeth Shue. So excited to have her
Oh,
in something. She's fantastic.
yes.
So when you take a show that has the right amount of humor, good action, maybe a little bit more gore for others, we can agree to disagree, or I'll close my eyes some too. I'll stay
Yeah.
away from the pizza while I eat it. But a
Yeah.
great cast that really bring a seriousness to it. Sometimes you get into a show like this and you wink at the camera, and the director
Right.
doesn't say, cut, do it again. They're allowed.
Right.
They take it seriously. It's beautifully done. Take time to really appreciate the dark side of superheroes in this. And man, I really want Captain America back after I see these guys, because that guy, that's my man. Whether it's
Right.
Sam, whether it's Steve Rogers, you got to have Captain America after this, because
Yeah.
man, you need your real heroes at a moment. So, but
Yeah, and
fun
no
show.
one this season, no one is good, all
Yeah.
bad. I mean, everybody is tainted with darkness. And so it's really definitely worth the watch. David, catch up on it, because we're gonna be reviewing it every week. And it is just a wonderful, definitely not for the kids. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you let your kids watch it, one, they gonna be cussing up a storm. Two, it might scare them with some of the gore stuff. And then three, it's gonna kind of mess them up for other superheroes. They might become anti-superhero people.
Right.
We don't want that.
Or just not even anti-superheroes, just villains.
There's
That's
just villains,
all it is, just villains.
and corporate villains and superhero villains. So
That's
definitely you want to check out The Boys on Amazon Prime. Well, that takes us to our episodes this week. We're going to catch up with Stranger Things when the series is entirely done in July. So we're going to come back and do a synopsis of the whole series episode. The fourth season. So we'll do that. But since we're both Star Wars fans, we can talk. So but we will leave it here. And David, you got any kind of parting words for us for this week? Say hey to Tim Windsor. Hey, Tim Windsor.
Tim, good to see you, man. I'm going to give a plug for a show we talked about once, but it might be the best show on television, Strange New Worlds. Watch it, man. It's fantastic. I'm a Star Wars first guy, but dude, I've got my application to join Starfleet. I'm going to go to San Francisco, get in the academy. It is wonderful. Great cast, great acting, great humor. You've got a lot of like little nods to the past. Strange New Worlds. Man, it might be the best Star Trek show. So ever. Check it out. Check it out.
Big words. Big words.
They're all big.
Big words. Okay.
I'm not even wearing my wraparound green captain's jacket, but yeah. Yeah.
Good I don't know. But also coming out, I think just came out yesterday, Orville, which is kind of a satire of the Star Trek and space kind of series. And that is out on Hulu. And later on, we'll do a review of Orville. And it's actually separated from the prior seasons and more episodic. So it's Orville's New Horizons. So we'll see what's up with that coming up here in the next few weeks. So definitely all things this month. Next week, We have Obi-Wan, we have the boys, and guess what's coming out? Ms. Marvel is making her debut in the Marvel Universe. So we'll be talking about that. And it's out on streaming. The Secrets of Dumbledore, the third Fantastic Beasts movie. And they replace Johnny Depp with Mads Mikkelsen, who you might know from Doctor Strange, the first Doctor Strange movie.
And Rogue One.
And he's just fantastic. They should have just used him initially anyway. But we'll let you all watch it and talk about it next week on PJammaLyfe. Take care. Happy Pride Month. Bye.